I think we can't rule that out. In fact, the probability of that is probably much higher now than it was at the start of the year when the government was clearly committed to avoiding that. I think now about 9 out of 12 of the Tory leadership contenders are explicitly saying they think no deal should be on the table, and some of them are even saying it's a good idea. So paradoxically, the probability of a no deal exit has increased, but so has the probability of a second referendum or an outright revocation of Article 50. So in a very polarized set of circumstances.
And very different situations
outcomes,
there.
Absolutely.
Do you have a feeling of which one is more likely at this stage?
No, I think the only thing we can say with confidence is that a sensible middle-of-the-road solution seems very unlikely at this juncture.
Very unlikely.
And that makes it very difficult for foreign investors into the UK to do anything, frankly, and that's why most people are being very cautious around UK asset, given the level of uncertainty.
Sure, and given the developments with Prime Minister May stepping down, many are wondering whether or not the Conservative leaders who are putting themselves in the front running here to get the leadership and become Prime Minister are saying they could leave. The likes of Boris Johnson is saying, I could just leave after October 31st if I don't get a deal. But that's not entirely clear, is it?
Well, the problem is that Parliament has signalled very clearly that it has a strong majority against a no-deal outcome. And some Conservatives have even alluded to the fact that they would be prepared to bring down the government rather than allow a no-deal Brexit to happen. But there is some uncertainty as to whether Parliament can actually prevent a determined Prime Minister from implementing a no-deal exit, given that it would happen by automatic operation of the law on October 31st if nothing else happens. So I don't think we can rule it out, even though the parliamentary arithmetic makes it somewhat unlikely. But ruling it out would be imprudent at this point.
And it's interesting you say that so many people here in Japan and the corporates have expressed concern over this situation, because we've also heard from UK companies, speaking to Martin Gilbert the other day, saying that it's okay if there's a hard Brexit, essentially, because we've put so many steps in place. Regulators forced banks and asset managers to put measures in place if, in fact, it does come to a hard Brexit. But what kind of shock would you expect?
Well, I think large companies have spent a lot of time doing all sorts of scenario planning for a hard Brexit. So large companies will be okay as much as they can be okay, because they're, geographically diversified. So they can take a shock to the UK economy and they can manage a no-deal scenario. The problem is everybody else, which is frankly the bulk of the economy. All those smaller companies, it's very hard to think that they're prepared for a no-deal scenario, and we think that would be a very significant shock to UK economy. And of course, let's not forget, no deal is not an end state. It's not a steady state. It's just a stage. It's a very painful way of, frankly, going back to the negotiation table.
Hi, I'm Emily Tan, and thanks for watching CNBC. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.